When we talk about compact lights like the ZHIYUN MOLUS X100 RGB, one thing always comes up. Power is great, portability is excellent. But shaping that light creatively is where things really get interesting. That's exactly where the ZHIYUN Spotlight Attachment comes into play. On paper, it looks like a simple accessory, but once you actually start using it with the X100 RGB, it completely changes what this small light is capable of. Instead of just lighting a subject, you're suddenly designing the scene with light. And that's a big deal for creators who want more cinematic control without carrying bulky modifiers. Today, we're going to share our full experience and show you how this attachment completely changed the way we approach our lighting setup. Let's get started. Right out of the box, the Spotlight attachment is compact, lightweight, and purpose-built for creators who are constantly moving between setups. Mounted on the MOLUS X100 RGB using ZHIYUN's ZY mount, it locks in securely with no wobble or awkward fit. The attachment itself doesn't add much weight to the setup, which is important because the whole appeal of the X100 RGB is how small and manageable it is. Even on a lightweight stand or a desk setup, everything feels balanced and controlled. Once it's mounted, the first thing you'll notice is how dramatically it changes the light output. Instead of a wide, soft beam, the light becomes focused, directional, and intentional. You're no longer flooding the scene with light. You're placing it exactly where you want. The focusing mechanism allows you to adjust from soft-edged projections to razor-sharp patterns, and this is where the Spotlight attachment really starts to shine. With a quick twist, you can fine-tune how crisp or diffuse the projection looks, which gives you a lot of creative flexibility without slowing down your workflow. Using this attachment with the MOLUS X100 RGB feels especially rewarding because of the RGB capabilities. When you start combining colored light with the included gobos, things get very cinematic very quickly. The attachment comes with multiple gobos that project different shapes and patterns, and each one feels thoughtfully designed rather than gimmicky. Window patterns, geometric shapes, and abstract designs all allow you to add depth to backgrounds or texture to walls without needing physical props. For small studio setups or home creators, this is a massive advantage. In practical use, the Spotlight attachment excels at creating separation between your subject and the background. For example, placing a subtle patterned light behind a subject instantly adds depth and visual interest, even in a tight space. Because the MOLUS X100 RGB is powerful for its size, the projections remain visible and defined, especially in controlled lighting environments. You won't get the output of a full-size projection spotlight, but considering how compact this setup is, the results are genuinely impressive. Another thing worth highlighting is how precise the light control becomes. You can easily flag off areas of the scene that you don't want illuminated, which makes it ideal for dramatic portraits, moody product shots, or cinematic talking head videos. Instead of relying on post-production to add atmosphere, you can build it directly into your lighting setup. This not only saves time but also gives your footage a more natural, professional look straight out of the camera. Build quality is solid across the board. The housing feels durable enough for regular use, and the internal components operate smoothly. Adjustments don't feel loose or cheap, which is important when you're fine-tuning focus during a shoot. Even after repeated adjustments, everything holds its position well, so you don't have to worry about the projection drifting out of focus mid-take. Portability is another big win here. The Spotlight attachment is small enough to toss into a camera bag alongside the MOLUS X100 RGB without adding noticeable bulk. For creators who shoot on location or move between setups frequently, this matters a lot. It's the kind of accessory you'll actually bring with you, not something that ends up staying on a shelf because it's too inconvenient. Of course, there are a few things to keep in mind. Because this is a spotlight-style modifier, it's not designed for soft, flattering key light. It's meant for accents, backgrounds, and creative highlights. If you're expecting it to replace a softbox, that's not what it's for. Also, like most projection-based accessories, the best results come in environments where you can control ambient light. In very bright rooms, The patterns won't pop as much unless you're pushing the X100 RGB closer to full output. That said, when used for its intended purpose, the Spotlight attachment delivers exactly what it promises. It transforms the MOLUS X100 RGB from a simple compact light into a creative tool that feels far more advanced. For content creators, filmmakers, and photographers who want to experiment with cinematic lighting without investing in large, expensive modifiers, this attachment makes a lot of sense. This is the kind of accessory that encourages experimentation. You start thinking more about light placement, shadows, and texture rather than just brightness. And because it's so quick to set up, you're more likely to use it creatively instead of sticking to safe, flat lighting setups. To wrap things up, the ZHIYUN Spotlight Attachment is a smart, well-designed addition to the MOLUS X100 RGB ecosystem. It doesn't just add effects, it expands what the light can do creatively. If you're someone who wants more control, more atmosphere, and more cinematic flair from a compact lighting setup, this attachment is absolutely worth considering. It's small, practical, and surprisingly powerful in the right hands. And it proves once again that good lighting isn't just about brightness, it's about control.